Now that we've got our words showing up in French, it's time to see the other side of the card and see the English equivalent so that we can check our knowledge. To do this, we're going to have to implement some sort of way of changing this card after a set amount of time. So we're going to flip the card after 3 seconds are up. To do that, we're going to use the window.after method. Right after here where we've created a window, we're going to say window.after, and then we can specify the amount of time in milliseconds. So I'm going to say 3 seconds or 3000 milliseconds. And then the function that we're going to call is a function that's going to be called flipCard. And if we want that to work, then we're going to have to create it. So I'm going to create it right here, just above. So I'll call it flipCard, and this function is going to take care of changing the card to show the English word for the current card. And we're also going to change the image from the card front to the card back. And also we're going to change the color of the text as well. In our flip card, we're going to get hold of the canvas and we're going to first item config the card title. So we're going to change the card title to, instead of saying French, we're going to say, well, this is now the English translation. And then we're going to config the card word. And this is going to be still from the current card, but we want to get hold of the value under the key English instead. Now at the moment, this current card is locked up inside next card, so we can't actually get hold of it without creating a new random choice. So what we can do is we can create our current card and we can set it to a empty dictionary, and then we can change this to a global and tap into that current card to modify it and save this random choice from our list of French and English pairs. So once we've got that inside there, then we can tap into it inside a flip card and we can say current card, get hold of the value under the English key. And that way we update both of our text. So right now, if I hit run, you can see that immediately after 3 seconds, we switch to the opposite side and we have our English and the English equivalent of the same word showing up. So for example, in French, matin, in English means morning. So that's how we can verify that we actually know the meaning of the card. In addition to changing the words, I'm also going to change the image. So notice how we saved the words with a variable. We can do the same thing for this create image method. We can say the card background is equal to canvas create image, and in addition to creating the card front image, we can also create the card back image. Now, you have to be really careful here, because if you create this card back image, which is a photo image created from file, if you create it inside one of these functions, by the end of the function call, that reference to that particular image will be gone, and it won't work if you create this photo image inside flipcard and try to set it inside this method. So you have to create it outside of any of the functions. So let's change the file to images/cardback.png. And now we're going to get our canvas to again call item config. And this time we're configuring the card background. And the attribute that we want to configure is the image property. So we're going to change that to the card back image, which we created right here. So now let's just check that again. Let's wait 3 seconds and then it's changed to the back of the card. On the back of the card, we want these two pieces of text to actually have a different color. We want it to be white, just so that it stands out from the background. And to do that, we can add it along with our item config. Not only are we changing the text, but we're also changing the fill of the text to white. And now when our card flips over, you can see it's a green card with a white text. Now, one of the things we have to do is every time we click on one of these buttons, it has to flip back to the front of the card, right? That means changing the text color and changing that background image. So that happens when we go to next card. So in addition to configuring the text and the words, we also again have to item config the card background so that we can change the image back to the card front image. In addition, we have to change these text colors to have a different fill. So we're going to change it back to black. This way, when the card flips, it goes to green, white on green, and then when we go to the front of the card, it goes to black on white. Now, notice how once we go to the next card, that card flipping mechanism is gone, because we only ever call this window after the first time we create the window. So we actually need this to happen a few times. In fact, we need it to happen every single time we go to the next card. So after we've configured all the things on our card, we're going to call window after 3 seconds flip card. So this way, even if we go to the next card and we wait 3 seconds, it again goes to the back. Now, one of the bugs you might have encountered is if you clicked this button many times and you go through lots of different words, you see immediately that card actually flipped. And it's because that windows after 3 seconds is counting down in the background, waiting until 3 seconds, at which point it's going to flip the card. It doesn't care that you've actually just gone onto a new card and you want to wait again 3 seconds. In order to get this to work, we actually have to give this line of code a variable. So we'll call it the flip timer. And this is now a global which we can tap into. And we can add it after a comma over here, flip timer. Alternatively, you can also go onto a new line and say global flip timer. It doesn't really make a difference other than the fact that this probably takes less lines of code. Now, once we've got access to our flip timer, we can say that every time we go to a new card, when we click on one of these buttons, we're going to invalidate this timer. So we can say window.afterCancel and then pass in the ID of our flip timer. And then after we've set up this card, we can set up a new flip timer so that it waits for again 3 seconds. And now once I've added that bit of code, it should fix this bug. So now whenever I keep going or I press the check or the cross mark, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to flip until I land on a card and wait for 3 seconds before it flips. There you have it. We've got our card flipping technology added to our code. Now all that's left is to get rid of the cards that the user says they know and to create a new CSV that is going to hold all the cards from this to-learn dictionary and to remove the cards that the user says they know. And then that way, the next time we run our app, it will remember which words we've learned and which words we haven't, so that we can load up only the words we have yet to learn. So for that, head over to the next lesson where we've got the final step of the flashcard project.